Well, good afternoon, White County. We're here on Thursday afternoon, 4 p.m. for our live briefing to bring you the latest and most updated information that we have concerning the winter storm that is expected to come in on Saturday. And Don will get more into the exact timing and what we can expect with this storm. I do want to share with you some information that, as we shared yesterday, preparedness for our community is key. Please look into and look at the websites, find ways that you can prepare yourself, your family in this winter storm event. It's going to be a significant winter storm event for White County, maybe one like we haven't seen in quite some time. Now, I am a praying man. I hope that doesn't offend any of you, but I pray that we're not going to see what is forecast for us. However, we have to go with our worst case scenario and what the Weather Service is telling us. I need you to prepare. I need you to prepare for yourself, your family. I need you to prepare for your neighbors. If you know neighbors who may be vulnerable, please check with them, see if there's anything that they may need. I want to address a couple of questions that we had yesterday concerning people who may be on home oxygen. You need to find a place for them. You need to prepare them in case they do lose power. If they do not have backup oxygen tanks, you need to try to find out somewhere you can get some backup oxygen tanks. Also, you need to work towards maybe moving them to another place that may have generator power, maybe a place that is more reliable, that can be easily accessed if we need to move in and try to support them in the event that there's going to be long-term power. Another question was talked about or asked about our treatment of roads. Why don't we just treat the roadways? Well, we are going to treat roadways. DOT is probably going to do some brining. The county will do some treatments on some areas that they know are vulnerable. In this scenario, when you get ice on the ground, there's no treatment for that. What happens is, even if you have some melting, you're going to have a refreeze, and that continues to layer. Salt and gravel does not take care of ice. It's good with snow, good with some sleet accumulation, but when you're talking the ice accumulations that we're going to be experiencing, salt, brine does not work. Actually, the brine will be probably put down starting tomorrow. This starts out as a rain event. It just washes it off the roadway. There's very little you can do with ice accumulations. We're going to treat where we can. We have priority roads that we're going to treat, and we're going to do the best we can to make sure that we prepare the roadways as we can. But again, ice is very, very much different than snow or sleet. So you can sign up to get emergency alerts through our Code Red notification system. I would encourage you, if you haven't done so, to do that. Also, this afternoon, we have posted, or we're going to be posting, a list of shelters around us that's going to be opening. That list will be presented to you on our website and on our social media. So please take advantage. If you think you might need to shelter at a facility, please look at that list, make those arrangements, contact those facilities, find out what their capacity is or if they can take you. So I hope this information is valuable to you. As we get more information, we're going to continue to publicize it, social media, website, out to our local media outlets. Watch your local news. Stay weather aware. Whatever news station you listen to on television, watch what they're saying. Listen to WRWH or another local radio station that you are confident in what they're saying. Social media, website, we'll be publishing on those things as well. Don, I'm going to turn it over to you to give the latest update from the National Weather Service. White County, we thank you. We ask you to prepare. This is a significant weather event. More than likely, we're going to be issuing a winter storm warning or an ice storm warning sometime within the next 12 to 18 hours from the National Weather Service. So be watching for that. Don, I'm turning it over to you. Thank you, White County.
And thank you, Director Murphy. And, one of the things you want to remember too, the director was giving you ideas on how to stay weather aware and how to be prepared and get the latest information. We are doing our scheduled live broadcast every afternoon at 4 p.m. We'll do it again tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. But when this starts to unfold and we start to have problems across the county, we'll do more live updates. I mean, we could literally end up doing, multiple live updates per day on Saturday, Saturday night, and even into Sunday. So we will keep you very well aware of what's going on across White County as we get into this winter storm. So, as the director mentioned, the National Weather Service office out of Peachtree City, which has warning responsibility for White County, is holding a weather briefing every afternoon at 2 p.m. And we attended that briefing this afternoon. And we've got some of their slide deck that I'm going to show you and talk about some of the information that they gave us. But generally speaking, nothing has changed for White County from the last time that we spoke. We are expecting a significant winter storm that could bring some major effects to us beginning in about 48 hours from now. We will have some rain here on Friday night. I don't expect any frozen precipitation on Friday night. I think that'll just be a cold rain. I mean, if you get up there in the higher elevations of the north end of the mountain, we could see some sleet or snow mixed in with the rain tomorrow night, but it should not cause any travel problems on Friday night. We believe that as we get into the afternoon hours on Saturday, it's when we're going to start to see those temperatures get dangerously close to 32 degrees. And then maybe by 3, 4, 5 o'clock, certainly by about 6 p.m. Saturday, temperatures should hit that 32-degree mark or start dropping below 32. And then that's when we would start having problems. Understand, it's not going to happen magically all at one time at 6 o'clock Saturday afternoon. It's going to take some time for that accumulation to start taking place. It may very well be midnight or after Saturday night before we start to see issues across the area. But by that time, we certainly hope everyone is off the roadways and at home. So we take a look at some of these graphics here, and this is the 3-day total ice accumulation. And we're kind of looking at two different things here. We're looking at, on the left-hand side of the screen, the most reasonable amount of ice accumulation according to all the different models. And we're right there in that 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch category across most of White County. Now you start having problems at 1/4 inch. And then by the time you get up there to a 1/2 inch, that's when you start seeing multiple power lines down. You start hearing transformers blow, and you start hearing those tree limbs fall off of the trees. And then when you get above a 1/2 inch, all the way up to 3/4. If we go back to that last slide, I want to talk about the graphic on the right-hand side of it. On the right-hand side, you're looking at the high-end worst-case scenario. So if you compare the two, we could be looking at anywhere from 1/4 inch up to almost an inch of ice across White County. And notice on that graphic on the right-hand side, White County is right there in that purple area. That is the bullseye, we think, of this weather event. So the point I'm trying to make here is, yes, it could be anywhere from 1/4 inch up to about 3/4 inch. I think we're probably somewhere in the middle. Half, maybe a little bit more than a 1/2 inch of ice is plausible, and that will cause a lot of problems across White County. We will have loss of power, and we will have, obviously, we'll have travel issues across the area as well. So that's what we're expecting, primarily freezing rain. Now, there may be periods in there where we have sleet mixed in with it as well. And then as we get into Sunday afternoon, as the moisture starts to pull away from northeast Georgia, we could change over to snow for a couple of hours on the back end of all of this. So it's plausible that we could end up with somewhere between a ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch of ice, and then maybe a dusting up to about an inch of snow on top of the ice before all is said and done on Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon into Sunday night. Then we have the Arctic blast. I mean, it's going to be cold the whole time, but by the time we get to Sunday afternoon, that wind's going to be howling out of the northwest, 25, 30 miles per hour. And it's going to be like somebody opened the freezer door. And so there will be an opportunity there for anything that hasn't already frozen by Sunday afternoon to completely freeze over as we get into the overnight hours Sunday night. Certainly could be an issue into Monday. We most likely will not get out of the 20s for daytime highs on Monday, and then we may head for the single digits Monday night. So we may have lasting issues all the way into Tuesday, if not Wednesday of next week up here in the Northeast Georgia mountains. So just kind of giving you an idea of what we're looking at here. You know, most folks across White County are accustomed to a 3-4 inch snow. When driving becomes hazardous, most of us don't have a lot of experience with this much ice. It is a totally different set of problems to deal with. When you get just a glazing of ice on the roadway, travel becomes almost impossible. You start talking about, you know, a 1/4 inch or maybe a ½ inch of ice accumulation on the roadways. There may be a period of time in there where it's absolutely impossible to travel on the roadways around White County. So the main message we're trying to send to everybody is get prepared now so that you do not have to get out there on the roads and take a chance, because once this starts, we need everybody off the roads so that emergency vehicles can safely maneuver as long as they can. Hopefully we'll be able to maneuver throughout the entire thing, but if we've got a lot of people that get stranded out there on the roadways, we have to divert our attention to those people to clear the roadways to be able to respond to emergency issues. So please do us all a favor and have your plans in place to be off of the roads as we head into Saturday afternoon across White County. Of course, if that timetable changes, we'll update you here on White County Public Safety as we go throughout this event. This may be a historical storm for us across Northeast Georgia. The National Weather Service has lowered the winter storm watch all the way down below Atlanta. And that's because of that cold air damming that we talked about yesterday afternoon, where you have really cold air that slips up against the backside of the Appalachian Mountains. Well, guess where White County is? We're at the foothill of the Northeast Georgia mountains. So we're going to get that cold pool of air across our area. If anybody gets it, it will be us, because that's right where we are. So we're anticipating, our confidence level is high, that this will be an impactful storm across White County as we get into Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. All preparation should be complete by dark tomorrow. I would not even suggest that you wait to Saturday morning. Let's get everything done by sundown Friday afternoon. Shelter in place. We'll ride through this thing together. We'll keep you updated here on White County Public Safety about what's going on. We have the 911 center right down the hall. We have our emergency management, our emergency operations center right next door to my office. Director Murphy, myself, and the incredible crew that we have here at White County Public Safety are all housed right in this building. We have Public Works that will be joining us in the building, all of our law enforcement, fire, EMS. This is the epicenter of the control of the response and recovery to whatever we are about to deal with. So we're going to have the information for you, and you can get it firsthand right here. Be a hero. Share White County Public Safety with all of your friends on social media. Tell them to follow us and like us, and be prepared to receive information from us here on White County Public Safety. So that's our update for this afternoon. We'll be along again tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. with information that you need to be safe throughout the duration of this event. And if we feel like that we have information that you need prior to that, then we'll be along with more information here on White County Public Safety. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us.